The Centre for Next Generation Localisation, or CNGL, it's funded by Science Foundation Ireland as a centre for science, engineering and technology.
CNGL is an academia-industry partnership. It's for university partners.
Dublin City University, Trinity College Dublin, UCD and University of Limerick.
And then we have 9 industry partners, and some of these industry partners are really big companies like IBM, Microsoft, SDL, Symantec. We also have a very large Japanese industry partner, Dynippon Printing. We have indigenous companies like Alchemy, Truslan, Vistatech, and a company that concentrates on speech technology, SpeechStorm. The task, the brief, is to develop the technologies, methods, processes for next generation localization. There are 4 tracks in CNGL. They're integrated language technologies, digital content management, next generation localization, and a track that we call systems framework.
The way that localization is being done in my mind has not changed over the last 20-25 years. So the last big change in localization was something that is called translation memory, where a technology was invented that helped translators do more efficiently what they were doing anyway. So if they saw a new text that was very similar to a text that they had translated before, they just did a cut and paste. So they were able to recycle previous translations that they had done before.
Integrated language technology is geared heavily towards supporting machine translation. So we are facilitating the multilingual aspect for the project. So online translation of queries, online translation or access of documents, facilitating both text input and output, and also spoken language input and output.
Imagine if a deaf person wants to communicate and book an appointment in a doctor's office. So they could go in, and this is a mock-up of the kind of software that you might have. So the medical secretary could type in text, and then be translated into animated sign language. Then after that, if the deaf person wanted to respond, there'll be a web camera which is over in the far corner, and they would be able to sign. It would then be recognised and translated using the back translation system into text. We're hoping to begin some kind of real-world application within the next few months. That would be quite basic, and then building on that and getting the translation to be improved.
Digital content management moves more towards the personalization aspect of the research.
The problem at the moment is that we're reliant on search engines which arbitrarily, from a linking perspective, will bring back information to a user. Some of it very relevant, some of it completely irrelevant. So we've been looking at one part of digital content management is looking at how we actually personalize the query. Knowing more about you, knowing more about your context, knowing more about your task, without you having to do any extra effort, make much better queries into the system. We're looking to see, can we actually provide the right information to the right person at the right time and compose it in a way that really suits them. So it's not just about their language. Maybe we take it even further. We say, well, how much, based on your experience, what your problem is, what's your background, can we actually present the information in the way that most suits you?
The next generation localization track looks at implementing and testing new workflows, new data flows, new data formats that will make localization faster and better and cheaper. The largest work package looks at improving existing workflows, improving existing technologies, and demonstrating how new technologies will help to make localization more efficient.
There are interesting initiatives in the CNGL to allow what's called crowdsourcing translation happen. So in other words, we take a product, we stick it up on the web, and we invite people in Armenia to translate their applications, and they do it themselves. And they do it because they love their language, and they do it because they want to see their language used more.
The systems framework track that deals with software engineering issues and interaction design issues. And we're basically tackling the software engineering challenge of integrating all these different technologies and putting together demonstrator systems so users can experience some of the basic technology developed in the project.
We glue together all the various bits of research as it's turned into software and allow it to be put into applications that we can present to our industrial partners and to the public in general, and give people an idea of how we can come up with new novel applications through the combination of the activities, the industrial activities and the academic activities that are happening across the projects.
Currently with machine translation, you don't get back any confidence measure about how confident the MT system is of the quality of the translation it has produced. And we're thinking that might be useful information to display to the translator so that they can make a judgment about whether to use the machine translated string.
We have an infrastructure with SFI and with the universities and with our industrial partners. We can actually create a critical mass that would be very difficult to create in any other country at this particular time. And it's when you've got those kind of perfect storm conditions that you're able to make really big strides forward.
There's about 100 academics involved in the research. It's all focused around the area of localization. So the scale of this research is one of the unique things. And we make sure then that our research program is very much industrially focused and industrially relevant.
The only way to bring localization from where it is today to the next generation is to collaborate.
We don't just do all this localization work on our own. We have a whole ecosystem spread out across Europe and helping us do this work. You can't have partners working with you if you're not complying with standards, because we're benefiting from their workflows and their workforces also.
It's research with an eye to commercialisation, and I think that's a great recipe for this type of research. In fact, we anticipate that we will have a commercial product in the market early next year because of the research that we're involved in and the developments that are going on within some of the streams of the CNGL today.
We view the Science Foundation Ireland funding very much as seed funding and are very active in attracting new funding to the related projects that we're doing, both with industry, with the European Commission, outside of the Irish Exchequer funding. We do a lot of commercial outreach to new companies, not just in Ireland, but also, for example, in Silicon Valley, in Asia, so that we can promote Ireland as a base for this knowledge-intensive work around localization and try to attract new projects to Ireland.
We're taking on a number of pilots and demonstrators, so we're more easily able to explain to industrialists, people on the street, what are the potentials here. And the people coming along seeing the results are actually beginning to say, well, actually, I know you're thinking about it here, but actually it has a relevance over here in the medical side, in the education side, whatever. And that's really exciting, because that's actually bringing other people to the centre to be able to see how can they use this technology, how can they use these techniques. And I think that's really where we are seeing it growing.
There's nothing like this anywhere in the world, and it's something that will, in my mind, really change the localization scene, the way that localization is being approached in the future.
It is my hope that the CNGL and its excellence will allow us to develop technologies which will keep localization and language technologies at the forefront of what every company needs to do to provide information to its customers. And the future is an uncertain thing, but I'm convinced that if we do the right thing now, we'll have the right future.